Hello guys and welcome back to Premier League predictions. The international break is over. Get in there, Sophie, come on. Yes, right, Sophie, set us a like target to celebrate.
Right, big one after the international break, 4,000, and I want to hit it this time.
Yeah, 4,000 likes. If we don't do that,
we stop filming.
That's it, the end of the channel. The end of the channel.
Not or anything.
Yeah, right, go on, hit that like button. A massive thank you for your continued support. Make sure as well to subscribe, get involved, help this channel grow. It takes 2 seconds and it is really appreciated. Sophie, let's just ask the viewers as well, what's your thoughts on the new background? Do you like it? Did you prefer it when we just had a plain black background, or do you prefer it seeing my mum's ornaments in the background? Guys, the scores from last time, Sophie did beat me. Not much of a shock there. She always beats me in the Premier League. She's opened up a nice gap there by 12 points. Let's get into the predictions, Sophie. We start with Leicester City versus Chelsea. It's the N'Golo Kante derby, it's the Danny Drinkwater derby.
It's not always a derby.
Yeah, well, it's got to be. I mean, Leicester City, of course, won the Premier League in 2016. Chelsea had won it the year before, and then they won it the year after. Just
the Wesley Fofana derby.
The Wesley Fofana derby, there you go.
Getting into it.
Right, the Ranieri derby.
Yeah, that's the better one.
Let's leave it there. Right, as for a prediction, Sophie, Chelsea have been pretty good lately. They're third in the table. They took a draw off Arsenal last time. Really good goal from Neto. And they're playing good football. They've got Cole Palmer. I think they'll come here and cause Leicester problems. Leicester have been all right this season, but the last few results have tailed off a little bit. So I'm going to dive in with Leicester 1, Chelsea 2.
Yeah, I'm going to say 3-1 Chelsea. Leicester have been conceding quite a few goals. It was a pretty poor performance against Man United. But equally, what I will say is I thought Chelsea's performance against Arsenal were pretty poor. Considering they got a draw from it, I thought, wow, they've done well to snatch a point there. But I think they're going to turn it around after the international break. By saying that, I think it'll be a change in their performance. And I think this is a nice fixture to do it in. So 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea. Share your thoughts down below on the Ranieri derby. Yeah, we're both back in Chelsea. It seems a bit of a no-brainer, but Leicester have got the home advantage. Let's see.
You never know.
The next one, Sophie, is the battle of the South Coast underdogs. It's Bournemouth versus Brighton, two teams that I could definitely see in the top 10 this season. Brighton are definitely pushing for Europe again. Really difficult. I mean, they've both just beaten Man City recently. They're both really, really good, let's be honest, Sophie. Which way are you leaning for this one?
I'm going for a draw.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm spoiling it. Do you know what though? I think that's actually it would be a really good point for Bournemouth, because right now the form that Brighton are in, they're absolutely flying. They look solid. So to take a point from them, I think would be massive. And I actually think, well, obviously I do, that's why I'm backing it, but I think Bournemouth are capable of doing that.
Yeah, well, I have already written down a draw, actually. Right. I'm going 1-1.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, we're going for the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah, Brighton have been in really good form. Bournemouth have been in good form, but they did lose 3-2 to Brentford just before the international break. I will say,
a crazy game.
Look out for Bournemouth's short corner routines. They're really, really good. Yeah, going for the same then.
Yeah, I think if I was going to lean towards any team, it would be Brighton. Probably go 2-1 again, but I want to give Bournemouth a point, so that's what I'm getting down the middle.
There you go. Yeah, both go for a draw then. Right, on to the next one, Sophie. Let's go to the Emirates as Arsenal take on Nottingham Forest. This is a brilliant one. I think it's 4th versus 5th. And I don't know, you know, Sophie. I mean, you know, last season or the season before, Arsenal at home to Forest might seem a bit of a no-brainer. Maybe you would have looked on it differently if it was at the City Ground, but I think at the Emirates you'd fancy Arsenal. But let's talk about this season. Nottingham Forest, second best defence in the league.
Yeah.
Second best away team this season. And Arsenal are on a pretty poor run.
They are. Yeah.
The thing is, Sophie, maybe the international break is what Arsenal needed.
Possibly.
I know they're missing a couple of players, but they need to gather the troops and try and just get some results. They need to make sure they win, even if it's ugly. And maybe that's the way they're going to do it. I like Forest. I've been impressed with Forest. It's a difficult game for both teams, let's be honest. They both won a result. I mean, I've said, you know, imagine if Forest finish in the European places this season.
Yeah, it'd be massive.
Right. Let's have a think about this. Arsenal are at home. I've got to be honest, I am slightly leaning towards the Gunners, but you know I like Forest. I think if Arsenal are going to win this, they're going to have to keep it low scoring, because Forest have been really
solid, haven't they?
Solid at the back. I know they lost 3-1 to Newcastle before the international break. Do you know what? Let's go Arsenal 1-0. It's the only way I can see them winning this, I'm afraid.
Oh, no, I'm going for a draw. I'm going to go 1-1.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like Arsenal at home, they can play some really, really nice football. And I think they played well against Chelsea. So to only get a point from that game is quite disappointing. Forest away from home, just Forest in general this season have looked very, very good. So I don't see them losing this one. That's why I'm going down the middle, 1-1.
Who's the Forest fan now, eh?
I bleed red.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but Forest have been great, haven't they?
They have, yeah. So they're due their props, and I think they're more than capable of getting a draw there.
Yeah, share your thoughts on that one down below. The next one, Sophie, is Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Aston Villa have had a pretty decent season so far. They started really well. Maybe the congestion with fixtures has caught up with them a bit. They lost to Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup, actually. And then they've lost a Champions League game. They've lost a few games in the Premier League. They've had an international break to gather the troops, and they've got to win this. I mean, they've really got to win this, Villa, to get back on track, because it's really close in that race for Europe in the Premier League table. And Palace, look, they've not actually been great this season.
No.
Villa 2, Palace 1.
I'm going to say Villa 1-0. I think this could be a low scoring one. But right now I can't give Palace anything. They're just really underperforming. They're doing so badly at the moment. And this is coming against Villa, who aren't in the best form right now. So I think it'd do them the world of good to get that win. But I think for Palace to get anything from this game, it's keep it tight, compact, possibly set up with the low block and just try and see out anything, possibly sneak a goal and get all 3 points. But I don't see that happening. So I'm going for the favourites, and I'm saying Villa 1-0.
Yeah, Villa 1-0. The main thing is Aston Villa get the 3 points.
Yeah.
But, you know...
A good performance as well would be nice, but
Palace...
the 3 points is most important.
Yeah, exactly. But Palace are going to be desperate for results.
Exactly.
You know, they're right down there. Right, the next one, Sophie, at Goodison Park is Everton versus Brentford. Everton, bit up and down, 0-0 against West Ham before the international break. Not that bad, I guess. Typical Sean Dyche kind of result, grinding their way towards 38 points slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Brentford, really dramatic against Bournemouth with that 3-2 win. I will add, Sophie, that Brentford are the only team in the Premier League yet to keep a clean sheet. So, I think Everton might score, but I'm not sure if I think Everton win. I'm going to go down the middle. Let's go 1-1. Everton just keep churning out a point per game.
Do you know what? I'll go for their first clean sheet against Everton then. And it won't be for lack of trying. I think Everton will have their fair few chances. But I think a clean sheet would be massive for Brentford. And I was thinking it before you even came out with that stat. Did make me question it, but I'm going to say Brentford 2-0.
Oh.
I think it could be a quite convincing one. Depends which team turn up, but I do like Brentford. And I think maybe Everton at times get a little bit complacent, but we'll see.
It's usually you that gives more credit to Everton than me, but there you go, we're going in opposite directions. Well, sort of. I'm going for a draw. Yeah, share your thoughts on that one down below, guys. Right, the next game is Fulham taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Fulham, Sophie, they've been great.
Yeah.
They've been really good, you know, churning out some really good results. But they take on Wolves, who have definitely turned a corner. They've scored 6 goals in the last 3 games, you know, scoring 2 a game. This is difficult though for Wolves. I mean, let's be honest, Wolves' last few fixtures have got a bit nicer, but I think this one's really difficult thinking about it, because Fulham have been really good. And I think if Fulham can just be consistent at churning out the points in these games against bottom half teams, they might finish in that top 7. They might. I think Wolves have been good lately, and I want to give them something, but let's give credit to the team that has been better. Fulham 1-0.
Yeah, clean sheet. What I had been saying about Wolves is they've got no issues scoring. It's just their issues at the back. And I've seen a couple of people say that they think they've got their main 2 centre-backs out at the moment, which I didn't realise at the time. They were out injured. So that does make sense why they just look so poor at the back. I'm not sure if that is still the case, but I think Wolves are going to get a goal again in this one. It's going to end up in a loss, though. I actually think Wolves will go 1-0 up. Fulham turn around, win 2-1.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Gary O'Neill pressure's on.
Yeah.
I mean, pressure's already on, but more so.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Share your thoughts down below. It does feel like recently Gary O'Neill's pulled out a couple of results that have given him a bit of respite, but they've still got to keep going because they are in the bottom 3.
Yeah, they're in the bottom 3 and they shouldn't be. So you then look at the manager.
Yeah. Right, on to the next one, Sophie. Let's go to the Etihad as Manchester City take on Tottenham Hotspur. Looking forward to this one, I must be honest. It's always an entertaining game. And although I make Man City the favourites, Tottenham can always give them a game. And
I feel like Tottenham always do well against Man City.
I trust Tottenham to score. That's the first thing.
I trust them to draw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man City's form recently, they've lost the last 4 in a row.
Yeah.
In all comps.
Yeah.
4? That's mad for Man City.
Yeah.
But with all 4 of those games, Sophie, they've been away from home. They're back at home now. They've got to win. They've got to start closing the gap on Liverpool. Tottenham, so up and down. You know, they go and beat Man City in the Carabao Cup and smash Villa 4-1, and then they'll lose at home to Ipswich. What's that about? Man City 2, Tottenham 1.
I'm going to Desmond. I'm going 2-2, which I don't think would be a good result for Man City, but I feel like Spurs do always turn up against Man City. I feel like they need to, because I've actually seen quite a few Spurs fans saying get in Mark Robins over Ange. And I think it seems a little bit harsh calling for their manager to go when he's not done a bad job. I know they're not consistent, but they've not been for a little while. So I think they are capable of getting the draw. I think Man City will perform a little bit better. Maybe the international break came at a really good time for them. But yeah, going down the middle, 2-2.
2-2, yeah, okay. It should be a good game, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it will be a good game.
Yeah, not a lot to separate our predictions there. 2-1 and 2-2.
Yeah.
Share your thoughts down in the comments. Next up, Sophie, we go to St Mary's, where we have the Adam Lallana, Ricky Lambert, Virgil van Dijk, and the Titanic Derby, Southampton versus Liverpool. But I tell you what, they are worlds apart in the Premier League table. It's bottom versus top. I think Liverpool are going to come here and coast to victory. I've got to be honest. You know, Southampton, at times they've played quite well. At times they've been unlucky with decisions and late goals. But look, they're coming up against the most quality we've seen in the Premier League table so far. It's Liverpool. They've been brilliant under Slot.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. Southampton
0, Liverpool 3.
Oh, did you say 3-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 as well. I don't know why I thought you'd go like 3-1 or I thought you'd trick in a goal. But I think Liverpool will get a clean sheet. They've looked very good defensively, but also going forwards. When you've got Mohamed Salah in your team, it's a bit of a cheat code, to be honest. But I think Liverpool are looking very, very good, and I think this could be a very comfortable one. So I'm in complete agreement, 3-0.
3-0. Yeah, share your thoughts down below. Both think it'll be a comfortable one. I mean, ultimately, if you're a Southampton fan watching this, games like this will not be the ones that determine if you stay up or go down.
No. In a way, it's just damage limitations in these kind of games.
It is, yeah. So share your thoughts down below, but yeah. I mean, imagine if Liverpool lose this. Imagine that.
That'd be insane.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, it might happen, but I don't see it happening. Next up, we go to Portman Road, and this is a fun one. Ipswich Town versus Manchester United with Amurim for the first time. I mean, this will be a really big game for both teams. Ipswich Town on the back of that great win at Tottenham Hotspur. Can they now get their first home win? Imagine if they beat Man United here in the first game with Amurim. Man United, look, I really respect them as a club. They are a massive club, and I really hope they get the right manager to put them back on the map. But they're a right circus sometimes, and I don't know. I mean, Amurim certainly done a great job at Sporting, but will it take him some time to get results? I don't know. Absolutely. I think this is a really fascinating game where the first 10-15 minutes could be crucial, and with Ipswich having the home advantage and the fact they've got goals in them, I'm going to go for Ipswich.
Wow.
I'm going to back Ipswich to beat Manchester United here. Let's go Ipswich 2, Man United 1. They've got Delap, they've got Smodics, they've got goals in them. I think Man United will probably score, but I don't know. They're a bit up and down, and I could see this going in favour of Ipswich on Man United's big day with Amurim.
Do you think there could be a slight new manager bounce though? Some of the players fighting for their positions, or do you think some of the egos on the players, they're not too bothered?
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the Man United players annoy me.
Yeah, it could go either way, to be honest. I love how you're backing Ipswich. I'm going to go a bit more boring, to be honest. I'm going to say 2-1 Man United. I think Amurim gets his first win. But I think Ipswich could get something from this game, and it'd be absolutely amazing to see them get 2 wins on the bounce. But Sorry, Ipswich fans, I'm getting boring. I'm back in Man United. 2-1.
Do you think Amorim could be the guy to take Man United to the next level?
Possibly, but then I don't know. It's just almost like the poison chalice, isn't it? Man United, where you'll get a manager that's doing well somewhere else, and think, oh, go on, bring him in, and then he might bring some of his own players, and then it just doesn't go well. But then that manager might then go on somewhere else and do well, and you think, what is going on at Man United that a lot of managers seem to struggle? I'd like to see him do well. It'd be insane if he brought Big Vic over to the Premier League as well.
I was about to say that. Yeah,
and if they link up, I think he'd do a great job. He's a better player than Højlund for me. So, yeah, he'd have to start for them. And I think if they got him, they could look very, very good. But, yeah, time will tell.
Yeah, we will see. Is Victor Gyökeres going to go to Manchester United in January? Share your thoughts if you're a Man United fan down below. But as for our predictions, we're going for Man United and Ipswich are going in opposite directions. The final game, Sophie, is up at St James's Park as Newcastle take on West Ham United. Now, Newcastle, Sophie...
I think this could be a bloodbath, you know.
What?
This game.
Why?
Newcastle United against West Ham right now.
Yeah.
I think there could be a few goals.
Right.
Heavily in favour of Newcastle.
Right, well, we'll get to your prediction in a second. All right. I agree in Newcastle being the favourites. I think that's where you're going, but I'm not sure what you're going to say. I'll wait and see. Newcastle, back-to-back wins. They're looking all right. Great 3-1 win against Nottingham Forest just before the international break. Yeah. Look, they're in the middle of that European sandwich of teams jostling for 3rd and 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th. I think Newcastle are going to win. West Ham, I don't think they've been great under Lopetegui. I could see quite a few West Ham fans commenting on these videos saying, not sure.
It is quite hard to back them, to be fair, and I do think it was questionable getting rid of Moyes because they've not been a better team since the sacking.
Right, let's do a prediction. I'm going to back Newcastle United. Let's go for some goals. Newcastle 3, West Ham 1.
Okay, now I'm going 4-0 Newcastle. I think this could be pretty straightforward. 4-0. I know that seems harsh, but I think Newcastle...
It does.
Yeah, because it is a bit harsh. But I think... Please go easy on me, West Ham fans. But I think Newcastle on their day, especially being at home, they create a lot of chances. I think they'll be taking them against West Ham, and I think it's pretty straightforward, this one.
4-0?
4-0, yeah.
Goodness me. Imagine if West Ham win this now.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, sorry.
Well, we'll see.
I would apologise if they somehow win. But
like I say, though, I've seen plenty of West Ham fans commenting on the video saying, oh, I don't like Lopetegui. You know, I'm really not sure about this. So, time will tell. But, yeah, both go for Newcastle. And that wraps up the Premier League predictions for another week. Guys, be sure to share your predictions down in the comments. It only takes 2 seconds, so head to the description, copy and paste, and let us know what you think down below. Make sure you've dropped a like. We'll go for 4,000. It's a big target. We need all of your support. We need everyone to hit the like button. So make sure you've done so. And of course, make sure you're all subscribed as well. A massive thank you to those of you guys that have already got involved. Thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will see you for more content later this week. Take care. Peace out.